Have you ever stopped to think about your thoughts? I mean, really think about the constant stream of ideas, images, and emotions that flow through your mind? It's a fascinating and complex world within each of us, a world that shapes our every experience. We often underestimate the power of our thoughts, but they are the building blocks of our reality. Every feeling, every action, every word we speak starts with a thought. It's like planting a seed in the garden of our minds. Some thoughts are like weeds, unwanted and draining. Others are like vibrant flowers, bringing joy and beauty into our lives. But here's the exciting part. We have the power to choose which seeds we plant. Think about it. You can choose to focus on negativity, letting worries and fears cloud your mind. Or you can choose to cultivate positive, empowering thoughts. It's a conscious decision we make moment by moment. This is where the real journey begins, understanding how our thoughts are formed and how we can take control of this incredible inner world. Our brains are incredible organs, buzzing with electrical and chemical activity. When we think, neurons in our brains communicate with each other using special messengers called neurotransmitters. Imagine these neurotransmitters as tiny boats carrying messages across the rivers of our minds. These messages create our thoughts and feelings. Some of these neurotransmitters, like dopamine and serotonin, play a key role in our mood and emotions. Dopamine is associated with pleasure and reward, while serotonin contributes to feelings of happiness and well-being. When these chemicals are balanced, we feel good, our thoughts flow easily, and we're more likely to think positively. However, when we experience stress or negative emotions, different neurotransmitters like cortisol and adrenaline come into play. These chemicals can disrupt the balance in our brains, leading to anxious thoughts, worries, and fears. Understanding the role of these neurotransmitters helps us see that our thoughts are not random. They are a result of complex chemical processes that we can learn to influence. Our thoughts and emotions are deeply intertwined in a constant dance. It's hard to tell which one leads and which one follows. Have you ever noticed how a negative thought can spiral into a whirlwind of negative emotions? For example, a simple worry about a deadline can quickly escalate into feelings of stress, anxiety, and even fear. The opposite is also true. When we feel joyful and optimistic, our thoughts naturally gravitate towards positivity and hope. This interconnectedness between our thoughts and emotions plays a huge role in shaping our reality. Our thoughts don't just stay confined within the walls of our minds. They influence our actions, our words, and how we interact with the world around us. If we constantly dwell on negativity, we're more likely to act in ways that create negative experiences. On the other hand, when we focus on positive, empowering thoughts, we radiate a different energy. We approach challenges with a more optimistic outlook and attract more positive experiences into our lives. Here's the empowering part. We have the power to choose our thoughts. We don't have to be at the mercy of every random thought that pops into our heads. Think of your mind as a garden. You wouldn't let weeds grow uncontrollably, would you? You would pull them out and plant beautiful flowers instead. The same principle applies to our thoughts. When you notice a negative thought taking root, acknowledge it without judgment, and then consciously choose to replace it with a positive one. It's like replacing a weed with a flower. It takes practice, but with time, you'll find that you have more control over the garden of your mind. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," try saying, "I'm going to give this my best shot." Instead of focusing on your flaws, focus on your strengths. By consciously choosing positive thoughts, you're essentially rewiring your brain to create a more positive and fulfilling reality for yourself. One of the most powerful tools we have for managing our thoughts is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about becoming aware of our thoughts, emotions, and sensations without getting carried away by them. Think of mindfulness as a kind of mental training. Just like we go to the gym to train our bodies, mindfulness is like going to the gym for our minds. It helps us strengthen our ability to observe our thoughts without getting swept away by them. There are many ways to practice mindfulness. Meditation is a popular method, but you can also practice mindfulness during everyday activities like eating, walking, or even washing dishes. The key is to bring your full attention to the present moment, noticing the sights, sounds, and sensations without judgment. Our thoughts are incredibly powerful. They have the power to shape our reality, influence our emotions, and determine the course of our lives. By understanding how thoughts are formed, we can start to take control of our inner world and create a more positive and fulfilling life. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. You have the power to choose which thoughts you entertain and which ones you let go of. Just as a sculptor molds clay into a masterpiece, we can mold our thoughts to create the life we desire. It all starts with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts, identify the negative patterns, and consciously replace them with positive ones. Practice mindfulness to become more present and less reactive. Embrace the power of your thoughts and watch as you shape your destiny, one thought at a time.